This is Magnum Pi of Initiative Zero. I'm here with Defiler and with Sid and with Ashley, and we're going to continue to forge along in the New West in a game of Rifts. How are you guys doing? Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, look, they're all here. Cool. And we really appreciate you guys being here with us. If you like this sort of thing, make sure you hit subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to hear when the next one comes out. I don't know if there's going to be a next one, though. This could be the last one. I don't know. It really depends on what happens. But regardless, we love having you along. Put some comments down below. Tell your friends. Tell your friends' friends. I don't know. Get your mom to watch. I don't know. Anybody. We appreciate the eyes and the ears on our show. And without much further ado, we're going to jump in here. Last time when we left off, there were some claim jumpers that are coming out of Ethier's claim. And Dietrich was on watch. He put his hands up in the air when one of them pointed a pistol at him. And that's going to kind of be where we begin. So, Jad and Adine are technically asleep, but Jad, you've got Sixth Sense, if I'm not mistaken.
I do, but it will only activate if mortal danger to me or my friends is, imminent. So if there's a conversation, I don't see it waking me up.
Right, but you also have a bit of precognition there. And so mortal danger, there is a pistol being pointed at your friend Dietrich, who doesn't have any armor. And so I think it costs 2 ISP, if I'm not mistaken. So take off 2.
I will gladly spend that.
Cool. So you will, something gnaws at the back of your mind. Your eyes pop open as you hear Dietrich's yelp of hello out to the darkness. And with that, I think I do want to take this into a sort of turn-by-turn thing just to make sure that we don't lose any advantage that anybody might have and such. So that would require then an initiative roll. And each of you have your own initiative. I'm just going to roll once for the group of bandits instead of once for each of them.
Okay, and so Sixth Sense is active now, and I can use its bonus here?
That's correct. You got it. Oh, you guys lucked out.
So, I'm sorry. I still have...
That's all good.
I still don't know how this works.
Yeah, no, you roll a d20, and then you take a look at the initiative bonus on your combat list, combat tab of your sheet. And it should have...
Just add that plus.
Yeah, just add that to the d20 roll. 23 for Jad Fleer.
Fast.
Don't even have to rearrange anything. Look at that. All right, there we go. So, Jad, you are... you're on your back. And your eyes spring open. You look to the right. You can see Dietrich with his hands up. You see some shadows moving off in the distance on the other side of the fire.
Do I, huh?
Yeah.
So, are the shadows clustered together, or are they spread out?
They're just coming out of the cave, and so they have a little bit of space between them. How far apart do they need to be for you to do what you want them to do?
Well, would you say that they are inside a 6-meter diameter circle?
Oh, you found metric rifts. Fascinating. 6-meter diameter circle. If I were, for our American friends at home, 6 meters is approximately 20 feet. And,
let's call it 20 feet. So
20-foot radius. I would say you can probably get 3 of them. Now, that could very well include the guy that's closest to, that you can make out the best, that is closest to Dietrich.
I am kind of torn now that I sort of can't get them all with what I was planning, maybe I want to just put up a wall.
It seems that it is just a dome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will put the dome between them and us to the extent possible, I guess. Maybe actually, given that, maybe it has to enclose some of them.
Yeah, because the saving throw is a dodge -6, which means they're basically, as they see the field coming down, they can try to jump out from being stuck in it. Right?
But it says only if they knew in advance the entrapment attack was coming.
I guess. How would you ever know in advance? I'm going to put a force field around. Like,
it does seem a little edge casey, but it even italicizes it, so they made it.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I guess they wouldn't suspect force field at this point. They might, once you try it once, they might suspect it again, I guess. But so this first go, you can force field them if you want, and they won't get a dodge.
Okay, so I guess I'll take the 3 that I can encircle with that, and hopefully position it so that the others are, so that it's interposed between the others and us.
Yeah, you do your best for that. I mean, people can move, but that's just how it goes. There, I'm going to put these little.
I will spend the copious ISP points required to do that.
There, so the guys with the little, no smoking sign symbol, they are the ones that are in the force field. Cool.
And I guess I'll shout, Adine, wake up!
Yep, sure. All right.
Go wake up.
Dietrich.
Yeah.
There is now a glowing field of force between the guy that has the pistol pointed at you and you. It seems to also extend to 2 other guys that are just behind him.
And they have weapons out?
They all seem to have weapons out, yeah. They look to be handguns of some sort or laser pistols of some sort. Again, you're relying on infrared. And Jad is literally just Jad literally just kind of put the force field up, knowing where that first guy was, and that's about it. He couldn't really plan and manipulate it too much because he can't really see. There's not a lot of light. So
I see. And how far are they away from me approximately?
Oh gosh, I'd say maybe 30 feet to the nearest one.
Okay, so not very far away. But there's this glowing energy field in between us. And how far away is Adine?
Adine is like snoozing just by the tent, I think, like just behind the tent. So
yeah.
And I was just beside it.
Yeah, you were just kind of sitting in front of the flap, sort of thing, in front of the fire, watching.
Okay. Well, I will start casting a spell. As negotiations seem to have failed.
All right.
Were they even attempted?
Well, they pointed guns at us immediately.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if my sixth sense goes off, I know that they're bad guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something bad is happening, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cast. So can I reach? Can I reach to Jad's sword and cast an enchantment on it?
He's not really that close. Like, do you have to touch it?
It says touch. Let's see. It does say touch.
You could move over to him and pick his sword up. I'd imagine he wasn't sleeping with it, in its scabbard on his back or something like that. Like, yeah, it's near him, but you could move over and get it. Yeah, that would be an action to basically be like it'd effectively be drawing a weapon. So, yeah, you can go get it, and then on your next action, you could begin to cast the spell. Yeah.
Okay. Can I be in cover while I do that?
Like
duck down behind something and grab this blade.
There's not much.
Maybe behind Adine.
There's not much. Yeah, Adine is further back, but yeah, you could. I don't know, you could get on the other side of Jad, I guess, who is just sitting up and squat down behind him, but that's about it. Although Adine comes online next, so
I guess we don't have much time for conversation because
We
Yeah.
can talk. Yeah.
well, that's only
Yeah,
it's
'cause I think
it's
we
a
should
15
run.
yeah, it's a 15-second round, so each action is, a fraction of that. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
okay,
Yeah, so I can see, so I'll say 5 of them. I'm enchanting your blade and sit down and pull it out.
all right. So you race over
Actually,
to. Okay, go ahead.
can I hand Jad the goggles?
Yeah, sure. Once you
I
get your
feel
hands on the
like-
once you get your hands on the blade, you kind of drop the goggles by him,
Yeah.
and yeah, so you just run over there, kind of almost slide and do a slide, into home, right? Grab the sword, drop
Yep.
the goggles, crouch down behind Jad, and get ready to cast your spell. There is fire,
sounds
like the
right.
fire for where you guys are at is enough to kind of create a lot of shadows and stuff like that. You're more illumined for them than they are for you by this fire. They're further away from the fire. All right, cool. Adine, you hear somebody call your name. You hear running, and yeah, people kind of shouting things. And what are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna get up. She obviously knows that there's some sort of danger here, and so her first instinct, I think, would be to become as big and terrifying as possible, and so she's gonna do that.
Is that man on fire?
Yeah, so the idea is like she'll stand up like as tall as she is, like wings outspread, like lit on fire, and just yelling at them, I guess.
Yeah,
Just roaring
giving
at them.
giving a draconic roar. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll say that you have enough wherewithal not to destroy the camp in the flames and the such
Yes.
in your mega damage flames. But what you will also do is create a heck of a lot of light as well. And
the heat, I would imagine.
yeah, so cool. I'm going to give a retroactive sort of. This is a saving throw for horror factor for these guys as they see the dragon stand up and burst into flame. It's almost reminiscent of Fezzik wearing the Holocaust cloak. There's a 1. He fills up his environmental body armor. So okay, and I think you've got a 10 or 12 with the flames.
It was 12 or 14.
14
Yeah,
with
I
the
thought it was
flames.
12 and then
Okay.
14 with flame.
Yeah. So 2 and 3 have not been affected by it. But 1 and 4 certainly have. And same with 5. So these guys are all terrified this round. And I'll just mark them with this.
I think this is the first time that horror factor has worked for me. So, like, what does it do to attackers?
That's a very good question. So what it does is,
Club.
yeah, it results in them losing initiative, and they are also not able to defend. So let's see. Failed roll. Character so overwhelmed, temporarily stunned. They lose initiative, lose their next melee action, and cannot defend themselves for the first attack of that round. So that's what it is. So for
Wow.
this round, those guys are down to 0 for their initiative. So that's Bandit 1, Bandit 4, and Bandit 5 are all at 0 for their initiative. and they're not able to. They lose an action, and they're not able to defend themselves. So that's pretty good.
And the two of them who are affected are not in the dome, right?
That is correct. Yeah, that is correct.
And then one of them is in the dome. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we tell now that we can see them better because it's very bright out?
Yeah, you lit
Can we
it up.
tell if they're if they have like mega damage armor or just regular armor?
Yeah, so what you see is exactly what you see in those tokens. That is fully environmental body armor. It is manufactured by Northern Gun, but your character wouldn't know that, but Dietrich or Jad might know that. It's called Bushman armor. It's pretty common amongst wilderness explorers, that particularly those that they kind of go far away from civilized centers and close to rifts and places that are rather alien environments. So it's like wearing an armored spacesuit almost. And
Dragon armor.
yeah, so they are well protected from the environment. So
Okay.
yeah.
So that's like physical damage and like elements like fire.
Regular fire they could walk through no problem, but mega damage fire will melt mega damage armor. So not instantaneously, it will do damage, I guess is what I mean. So
Okay.
but yeah, you stand up and roar, and the three of you suddenly you kind of hear a high pitched sort of sound. It almost sounds like in Ghostbusters when they clicked on their proton packs. That's kind of what it sounds like. Yeah, and we go to Bandit 2, who is essentially just kind of he's not affected by the horror factor. He's not filling his pants and trying to throw it at you, but he's kind of taken aback by the fact that a dragon bursts into flame, and he kind of touches the force field in front of him, just kind of testing it out to see just how how useful it is, and points his blaster at it, his handgun at it, and gives it a shot. That force field, I'm just going to make a note here.
Yeah, it started with 50 MDC.
There we go. Cool. All right, and we're going to make that white, and we're going to make it big. Cool. Force field 50, and that shot there reduced it to 47. So, blam! The force field shimmers a bit as it absorbs the blast. The other guy, number 3, he also kind of taps a different spot. He kind of aims up a little bit higher and blasts the force field as well. Bandit 1 and Bandit 4 and Bandit 5 all just kind of stand there dumbfounded, looking up. You can see the flames reflecting in the goggle lenses of their armor as they just stand there, illuminated in terror. Yeah, and that brings us to the next round. And Jad, what's going on?
Oh, do we not reroll initiative?
No, this is your next action in this round.
Oh right, duh! I have so many actions.
Yeah.
So if I make a called shot to target somebody's weapon, am I allowed to do that?
You are. That's really hard, but you can totally do that. It will require you to. So a called shot uses up an attack. Okay, so it'll be 2 attacks to make the shot. and you're at a penalty to hit very small targets. So, yeah, I believe it's a -4 to shoot a gun out of somebody's hand.
And it costs 2 attacks instead of 1.
That's right. It happens on the second attack. Now, you can also use up a third attack if you want to take aim. But don't forget, you also would have to draw a weapon to do so. Right? So that's also an attack. Okay.
Instant.
Yeah.
So I guess can I get at the 2 that are outside the bubble in this turn, or was that going to burn actions to get to them?
What's your speed?
My speed is preposterous.
You have a speed of 30. Wow, that's 30 feet per second. And
He's fast.
Yeah. So that means you can go 450 feet in this entire round. Part of that you spent getting up, but basically the round is pretty much half over after your next action, which means you would still have 225 feet of movement left in this round. So I would say that you probably can cover the 30 feet. It's less than 10% of your move rate, so you can sprint. Yeah, you can sprint toward this guy, activating your psi sword, and probably bring it down on his hand and or gun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sold.
Cool. All right. So yet more light appears as a as a deep green, blade. It appears on nothing, and just a blur of Jad Fleer sprinting across the field toward the poor dumbfounded guy who can't really do anything because he's scared out of his gourd. All right.
You're my favorite GM for remembering that my sword is green.
Of course. That's the most important part. All right. So, who cares how much damage it does? It's green. It's like Luke Skywalker green. Yeah.
So I've got a +4 strike bonus, and I guess that just directly counteracts the -4 for the called shot.
Pretty much, yeah. And so called shot at ranged uses up a second attack, but I was looking at the ranged rules there when you asked. Let me take a quick jump to the hand-to-hand rules here and see if they do.
Yeah, attacking the wrist is a standard Bushido attack.
Yeah, it's pretty common in Lucasfilm too.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that with something like that, you're just gonna be heavily penalized. So normally it's -4 to hit something like the head or something like that. So hand is probably a little bit smaller, but we'll go with a -4 still as well. So you don't need to take 2 attacks to do it, because you don't need to really line up a shot or anything like that. You're just targeting a particular spot on the guy's body, so it's just a penalty. So
oh wow.
Yeah.
Well,
So
here comes the buzzsaw. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. I don't see any other bonuses, or I do have other bonuses, because the fencing or whatever.
No, it's already calculated in. Yeah.
Oh, into my strike bonus?
So if we take a look, your strike bonus is normally 4. If you look beside it, if you go down to the bottom of the sheet where it says psi sword, you'll see you have a +6 to strike and 10 to parry.
Oh. I see.
Yeah.
It's over there. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll d20 +2 here. And miss completely.
Yeah, you totally miss. So, yeah, you catch a lot of air, but it looked cool. All right.
It was like an amazing Jordan flying through the air dunk, but just completely missing the basket.
Yeah. All right. I guess it's
Too fast to aim.
Dietrich, you're up.
Yeah, can I do my enchantment and then toss the sword to Jad?
That would be your next attack. Would be the toss. But
okay, so
what's
that
your
would be an action.
yeah? What's the
Or, like,
enchantment?
The enchantment is Frostblade. Or alternatively, would it make more sense for me to run over to him and hand it to him?
You can actually move. Well, you're supposed to have more concentration for magic than something as big as basically kind of doing a field goal, or sorry, a touchdown pass. So let's do a yeah. I would say that you're gonna have to cast it. Now this is a level 6 spell too, right? So it's gonna take 2 actions to cast.
It is. Oh yeah. It's a 2-action spell.
Yeah. So by the end of this round, you can get it to him with the enchantment on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am going to, since I just realized it's a 2-action spell, I am going to cast a different spell first,
Cool.
which has a 100-foot range. I'm going to cast Magical Adrenal Rush, which also will take 2 actions to cast.
Yeah. And that's on him or on you?
I'm casting it on him.
All right. And you don't have to touch or anything, eh? That's awesome.
It says 100 feet.
Yeah. Cool. Let's just take a real quick peek at it, because the way they record things in Rifts when it comes to spells. Magical Adrenal Rush. Yeah, 100 feet line of sight, self, or 1 by touch. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Cool. Very cool. All right, so you begin casting that one. So I'll just make a mark on my sheet here so I know that that is when that spell is going to go off. All right, Adine.
Sorry, Mr. Goose getting really into what you guys were saying. I forgot to figure out what I was going to do. So those 2 guys who are terrified are behind the dome?
No, they're just off to the left of it. So they were closer to the cave entrance.
Okay, cool. Yeah, these guys are bad news. Okay, and how far away am I from them?
You're about
30 feet?
30. Yeah, those guys might be like 35, 40 feet. The guys in the dome are 30 feet-ish. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Ethier set his tent up pretty close to the entrance of the mine. He didn't want to be too far away from the entrance. So.
If I was to use fire breath, would that light the tent on fire?
And us.
Not if you're projecting it away, right?
Okay, yeah,
So,
I'm obviously projecting it towards the baddies, and so.
Yeah, so you're more likely to light things on fire being on fire yourself than your projected breath. So you want to do like the 6-foot area one? The 100 foot range with 6-foot area?
Yeah, because these guys, they're not too far apart from each other, right? They're within 6 feet of each other?
I would say you could get both of them. Yeah, they're closer together. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I want to do that to those 2, please.
All right, give me a d20 roll. And you get your standard strike bonus. Sorry, it's ranged, so it's just a d20 roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one d20.
Oh, look at you! You hit, and it's an area attack. Again, they are. Yeah, and we haven't come yet quite to their turn yet, so which means they're still stunned. They can't dodge or anything. So just roll 4d6, and that's how much damage you'll do to both of them.
Negative.
Oh yeah, look at you, a 16. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. And
Poor guys, it must be really scary.
Cool. And yeah, you light them up. A lot of like the stuff that they kind of had on them that is flammable, like if they had a belt or a bandolier or something like that hanging on their shoulder, that caught on fire and burnt up instantly, and you can see that the armor itself has kind of melted and isn't nearly as pretty as it used to be. You have night vision, so you can see these guys pretty clearly. Yeah. Cool.
Did any of the armor melt in such a way that it makes any sort of movement difficult for them?
No, they're not penalized in that way, no.
Okay.
They're just less armored. But you did a decent chunk of damage to them. And you still can move if you want. For example, you could fly over in the midst of them, flank them, be on the other side of the force field from your friends, that sort of thing. It all depends what you want to do. Now, if you did something like that, you would illuminate the area where they are, which would make it easier for your friends to hit them.
Yeah. Do I get any bonuses for flanking?
Not really. This isn't that big of a tactical thing. It's mostly just,
Okay.
yeah. Just think about the real world advantage of having a dragon that's on fire in the midst of your targets. It would light them up pretty good. So
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, I will at least rush them head on and get right up in front of them to prepare for my next attack.
okay, so you rush forward, and you're right in front of bandits 1 and 4, which means you're right near Jad, who was standing near one of them to cut his hand off. Or I mean, knock his sword or knock his gun out of his hand. Yeah, that's it. Cool. All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So Bandit 2 and Bandit, Bandit 2 and Bandit 3 both fire at the force field again, reducing it to 38. So that's what they've done. And so yeah, that brings us to Bandit 1 and 4 and 5. Bandit 1 is now faced with a massive flaming dragon who's just rushed, and a guy with a glowing green sword to his right, and he turns tail and runs toward the cave entrance, followed by Bandit number 4. Bandit number 5 pulls his gun, seeing what the others do, and his gun was already out, sorry, and he points it at the force field and also gives it a blast.
Okay. So, just to be clear, the two folks that were outside the bubble have run to the cave.
They are running to the cave entrance, yeah. They are just inside the cave entrance.
Well, folks, this seems like a great time to get out of here. But I'll fight on if you guys want. Just as soon as this bubble goes down, it's going to get exciting.
Yeah, I don't know if... I guess this is a new power for you, so we've not seen it before and probably don't know how long it lasts.
I literally just, unlocked this potential while I was sleeping just there, basically.
Yeah, it's almost like you reached out just instinctively and threw it there to protect,
Yep.
Yeah.
Protection, healing, those are what I'm all about, so instinct seems good.
Well, taking away their weapons makes sense.
Yeah, well, you don't have much time to decide. Yeah. What are you going to do
but
there,
I don't have any way to do that when they're inside the bubble, right?
So two of them are disappearing into some kind of tunnel.
These guys are running toward the mine shaft, or that Ethier was digging out. Yeah, where they kind of came out from too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the other 3 are obviously blasting away at the...
Yeah, I vote that we run to go get our gear and come back and deal with them.
That's a good plan.
We will follow you.
I can kill the flames and carry you both to town to get your stuff.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I was just going to run, but that sounds better.
Or maybe it might be faster. I fly at 75 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Nice.
you would get to the town really fast.
Yeah.
The foot speed numbers we were hearing a minute ago for me, I'm not convinced that isn't 75 miles an hour.
It's pretty fast.
Yeah.
All right. If
Oh,
yeah,
my bad.
if
It's only 20.5 miles per hour. My bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 33 kilometers an hour. That's pretty quick.
Yeah, that is.
All right, cool.
So we running?
Well, Jad seems to want to leave. You can delay.
Yeah, if I can make eye contact enough to kind of realize I'm not just leaving everyone behind, and I say let's.
Well, you can
hop
just
on.
yell it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
All right, let's go.
Cool. Are you going to continue casting the spell then, Dietrich?
No, I'll
Okay.
stop casting and I'll run around behind, but not into the flames of Adine.
All right. Sounds good.
And kill the flames so that,
Yeah, kill
I
the
could carry
flames so
them.
your friends can get on board.
yeah, so they don't die.
Yeah. So it will take another round, which means force field will get blasted some more by these guys. And as they're trying to get out of there, and whoosh, dragon to the sky with two dudes on her back. And you fly quickly to the town.
Yes.
Are you
So
turning?
as
Are
we're
you turning
flying-
invisible, or are you going to just land in the land downtown? Just boom.
Well, we are going to, like right in front of where their stuff is, if I can fit. And yeah, I'll be invisible, and hope that nobody sees these two guys who are in a sitting position being levitated in the air.
Yeah, there's a few drunks that'll probably be like, "What the hell?" But
They're drunk.
yeah, you can get them back into the room.
Yes.
All right, we should get our armor and probably get some help.
Yeah, those are claim jumpers. Seems to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
We should report them to the owner of the
Swanson.
saloon.
Well, we should go see
And
who's
Mr.
around.
Swanson. Yeah.
We should go see who's around anyway. So yeah, we'll go downstairs, see who's there.
In your armor or out of your armor?
Oh well,
Let's
we
do it
want to go
before
get
we
our
armor
armor.
up.
Okay. Yeah. So it'll take you a little bit to armor up. What kind of armor does Dietrich have?
I think I have the Bandito. It was one of the lightest ones that I think we discussed that it would be possible to use magic in.
Yeah, you got 38 for your main
Yeah.
body. Okay.
Sounds right.
Cool.
It was like riding, not environmental, not full coverage.
Yeah. And
Don't forget to change your
With the
token.
cowboy hat. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, token time.
and Jad's wearing the knight in shining armor.
Yep.
All right, the 85.
All right, remind me how to do the token flip on.
You right click on your token. There's a multi-sided menu that pops up, and you can say
Oops.
choose side.
Okay. And I guess we're looking for Swanson first, or the Dave if Swanson's not there.
Yeah, sure.
Anybody?
Well, if you head down into the saloon, there's still people down there, and but you guys are coming fully armored, like Jad's
Wow.
got his. He looks like a knight, right? Like he's got like clink clink clink, right? Like you guys are fully armored, and the piano's going, and all of a sudden it stops, and whoever's in there just kind of looks up at you, and Ed's behind the bar, and along with Dave, and And Ed just kind of looks up at you as the music stops and says, "So you boys expecting some trouble?"
Some claim jumpers killed Ethier.
Down in the coulee.
Right, and claim jumpers killed Ethier. Blah, blah, blah. You need that kind of armor to deal with some claim jumpers.
Yeah, they were armed and armored with equivalent stuff.
Right, everybody's kind of looking around, yeah, at each other, and they're like, right there, and one guy.
How about a posse?
You got something to arm all these men?
Surely you didn't find yourself out here in the West with no arms. I have some things, but...
And, yeah, you, one guy steps out, says, "I'll go."
Good on you, sir.
We seen this guy before?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was hoping we would get his attention, honestly, so he was next on the list.
Yeah. And most of the other guys, they're just, you kind of hear a mutter amongst themselves. And like, most of these men here don't pack that kind of firepower. Says Ed.
Who do you think these claim jumpers might be? Because they're well armored.
I don't know. Could be First Cavalry. They like to sometimes set up a disturbance just to be the heroes that save the day. Could be Picos, but that's pretty far north. Could just be some guys that happened on a shipment of armor and now are just looking to flex their muscle. But I'll tell you one thing. If you take care of them, you'll have the gratitude of every single person in this town.
Well, we'll see if we can bring them to justice then.
All right. You do justice your way. I'll do justice mine. Gentlemen, for the next half hour, drinks are on the house. Drink up. Have it your way, he says. And
all right,
the bottles start opening up, and he starts pouring shots for the people that are currently in the bar.
All right, how long would it take us to ride back there versus the Dragon Express?
A bit longer. Yeah, it would give them.
Okay.
It would give whoever's there a long time to prepare, right?
We should probably just get back there.
Bad idea to even go back there. We should just let the things flow as they may. But let's do it, I guess.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So what's this thing that you're doing?
Oh, hang on. This guy that wants to go with us, is he one of those? Gosh, I don't remember what they're called. Psionic vampire guys?
No, he's
no.
Yeah,
he's much scarier.
Yeah.
Much scarier.
Yeah.
He's what they call
Mr. Mike, do you need time to prepare?
No, I'm always ready to go. He's what you call a wired gunslinger.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
No idea what that is, but that's fine.
So what they have in this game is something called crazies. And crazies are guys that have implants in their head that basically imbue sort of psychic powers to them, psionic abilities, and it's they call it MOM treatment, mind over matter treatment. So they make them stronger by basically putting their mind to it, right? So what he is he has these implants, but they are targeted toward making him extremely quick on the draw. So like he's just twitching to go. He's ready to. But unfortunately, the side effect of these sort of implants is that they drive you insane. So.
Oh. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. So once we're outside and clear the crowds, be like, all right, Mike, we're gonna ride a dragon. Get back there.
All right, he says slowly. Where's this dragon?
And I'll point at my my magpie, kind of circling, and be like, right under that bird.
He kind of squints.
If Adine gets to set this up the way she wants to, it's gonna be like full size, but like laying on the ground directly behind him. So like when he turns around, it's a face full of dragon.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. He basically, he'll look back and he'll be like, I don't see a dragon. And then he'll look back and you can kind of depredatorize yourself as you, and his eyes get wide. Actually, you do that and, like it's faster than any of you can pretty much process. His guns are already both hands pointed out. Their energy pistols pointed out right up, essentially up your nostrils, and he's just holding back on firing. Like you didn't even see his hands move.
Hey now, she's a friend.
Say, don't be silly. Get on my back. We have to go.
Yeah. And he just kind of flips the guns around, holsters them, and holsters on like behind his back, sort of thing, underneath his long coat. And all right, let's go. How do you get on one of these things? No offense.
Nod at Jad.
Well, let me show you. And I'll perform the mounting procedure.
All right. Looks uncomfortable.
Yeah. Once again, my exotic riding skills paying off.
Yes.
It's more if I'm on fire. Hurry up.
All right. So he mounts up as well. And you give a flap. And you make your way quickly back to the claim site. The force field is gone by this point. The fire's also out.
How about the tent?
Is going to warn everybody to hold on because she's going to go invisible so that, there's less mass to be seen by these guys, even though it's dark.
Yep. Cool.
Invisible, I go.
All right. Invisible, you go. And you're just flying around invisible now, or what are you doing?
Can
Well,
we?
We're looking
Do we
for
want to
those
land
guys,
on
right?
top of the? Because remember, there was like the access point on the roof of
Yeah.
the mining area.
Oh, you
Maybe
want to
we wanna
land
on top of it?
You want to land on top of the hill. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
That's my vote.
Yeah.
sounds good. Do it.
Sure.
Land on top of the hill.
Yeah. There you are. All right.
And first, let's listen. We can hear anything coming from the mine.
Oh, you are like near that little opening at the top?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It'd be D20 checks. So just perception checks, I think. Jad, you've got a plus
Nope.
3. That's about. Nobody else has a bonus though.
Really?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Another one. That's all one so far.
So
I
yeah,
love
somehow you found it, the only twig at the top, and it jammed it into your ear, and you've gone deaf. I don't know. Yeah. So you guys, Yeah, it's just you put your ear to that opening and it's pretty quiet.
Do you think a cat would be able to fit through the size of that opening?
Once we take the rocks out.
Yeah, but actually, any of you might be able to fit through the size of that opening. You would just have to do it on your stomach if you were human-sized. But Adine, you still haven't recovered your metamorphosis yet. It's not quite tomorrow yet.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I thought it was. Okay. Ew.
That said, you could put somebody through, right? That's another possibility. You could have somebody kind of get behind them while other people do a frontal. So
Yeah, we should probably give them a chance to surrender. I just don't know if they're going to.
Yep. Should definitely give them a chance to surrender. Bring them to justice.
Maybe Adine watches the front door and we holler at them through this hole?
it's possible.
That sounds good.
Or we can slide inside and try to get behind them, talk to them.
Bring me to the front, says Mike.
Okay.
Or I could go to the
So,
front and be really scary and try to push them towards you if they're in there.
Interesting idea.
All right, so how about me and Jad will go in this entryway.
Yeah, let's do that.
Then Mike and Adine will go down to the front.
All right. Wish I could be a cat right now.
All right. After you, Jad.
Okay. I will slither in through this crevice and try to safely descend into the mine area.
All right, cool. So, laying on your belly, your armor scrapes. Right, it literally scrapes against something very hard, you try to feel around with one of your legs for something to stand on as you slip through that crevice there, and your leg just kind of dangles. You don't feel anything that you can hold on to. Like to get a footing on. It's just basically like this thing it's kind of a crevice at the top that opens up into nothing.
Oh. There's no way to climb down.
Well, there is. If you had rope or something, you could tie off and. But
let me remind myself what
you
I
might
can
be at
do
a
with
hole in the
telekinesis.
ceiling or something, right? Like that might be the thing that you've got.
Let me remind myself what I can do with telekinesis.
Yeah. Well, you could lift yourself and your armor. It's quite a heavy go.
I may not have enough ISP for all that mass. I guess I think I would need super telekinesis to have that be affordable, I guess.
Yeah, because it's you and your armor, but none of you have rope.
I probably do. Let me look here.
Got sacks, but don't see rope.
Nope, I have a bunch of things. But a sack does not seem to be one of them.
You don't have rope, you mean?
I mean, a rope. Sorry, Freudian slip. I was reading my sack list.
And you got wood stakes.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you guys have any rope. So
I guess we're not going in this way.
I guess we're not going in this way. But equally, it doesn't look like anybody's coming up this atlas.
Well, what's your climbing like?
Oh, good question. It is 59.
Okay. So,
And my rappelling is 84.
well, if you had rope.
If I had a rope.
Yeah. But there might be rope down in Ethier's tent.
Yeah, in the crate.
Can I drop a pebble or something and just make sure this isn't an endless shaft?
Oh yeah, you found the only hole right to the center of the earth. No, yeah,
Yeah,
you can. Yeah, you can take
Could be
a.
just some ancient pre-riff facility.
Yeah, you
Who
can
knows?
take a. You can take a. Push some of the stuff nearby in, and
Yeah.
yeah, you hear. Give me another D20 check with your perception bonus of 3, just because this is a different. You're really focused now. Okay,
7.
Yeah. So what you hear is at some point, you just hear bloop. Sounds like you've found some water in there.
Interesting. Okay, I think I'll risk the climb.
Okay, cool. So it's going to be really difficult. I don't know if you've ever gone caving or climbing in any way, but you'll probably have to climb onto the underside of the. Like you're probably at the top of basically an enclosed cave. So the ceiling, you're going to have to climb the ceiling, which will be very Tom Cruise-esque Mission Impossible style.
Oof.
But
Yeah.
but still, you're pretty tough. But it will be at a penalty. It'll be at a 20% penalty to do this. So it's a climbing check. You probably have a 1 in 3 chance of doing it. But it does sound like if you fell, there's water to fall into. So
And I have a plus 11 to roll with impact.
fall. Yeah, fall or impact. Yeah, and the difficulty is only 14 to reduce that damage. So plus you're in mega damage armor. So
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
cool.
I'm gonna
All right.
go down to the tent and look for a rope.
Okay, so is Adine bringing you guys down to the tent then?
Oh. Am I not doing this? Okay.
Well, just hold.
If there's rope at the camp, then that does seem smarter.
Well, that said, you might not be a smart man, but you know what love is. It would not surprise me if Jad attempts this anyway, relying strictly on his strength.
Yeah.
While
let's do it.
Adine and Dietrich fly down to get some rope,
Yeah.
bringing
this is
Madcap with
time
them.
critical.
Yeah.
I'm critical.
Sounds
So let's try it.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll D100 and see what happens. Oh yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So you manage to climb your way in, and it's dark, and you have the infrared, correct?
I do.
Yeah.
And in fact, I appear to have my own set because it's on my character sheet.
Cool. I think you may have written them on there and just handed off to Dietrich at the last game when he went on
that's
watch.
that's probably right.
Yeah.
That's probably right.
So we'll say you had enough wherewithal going into a dark cave in the dark to put on the infrared. And so yeah, what you find is that the surface on the underside is not rock. It's actually it's very smooth, and you find a sort of cylinder to kind of hold on to and climb your way back toward the wall. Looking, it appears to be some sort of very large, almost like a door. And you look around, and essentially what you have are 2 doors that would open up. One of which is kind of they're not fully closed all the way. One didn't quite close all the way, but yeah, it's like this hill has a lid that's just slightly open that you kind of slipped through, but now you're on the underside of the lid, crawling back toward the wall.
I see. So the opening I crawled through is the opening in these doors, as it were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 2 flaps that didn't quite seal, if you think.
Excellent.
Cool. And yeah, you begin to make your way over toward the wall. All right, and that brings us to Dietrich and Adine, who fly back to the tent, and Madcap along with them. There you guys are. You guys begin to rummage around in the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Adine, you're just hanging out outside. And Madcap, however, will be successfully prowling away and closer toward the entrance of the mine. Adine, you don't notice this until he's very close to the entrance of the mine.
Sorry, what did you say he was doing?
Prowling over to the entrance of the mine.
Oh, he's just walking over there quietly?
Well, kind of crouched and trying to stay hidden as he approaches.
Oh, well.
All right, I'll stay close to Adine.
He does this while Dietrich's routing around through the tent looking for rope and stuff. So.
I'll just keep my eye on him, but I won't stop him or say anything.
Cool. And you see him peer into the entrance.
So I'm gonna just from whatever angle I'm at, try to stare intently at his face so I can see what his facial expression is.
Yeah,
see if he actually could see something in there or not.
Yeah, he turned around and comes back. He apparently has his own set of goggles. And he comes back and he says, those boys they got some pretty heavy artillery in there.
Like what?
Looks like some sort of machine gun or rail gun, mounted on a tripod.
Oh.
Never seen one like it before.
Heavy duty.
And do you think they can point up to where Jad is, or do you think it's just
I don't know.
Outwards?
It's right near the entrance of the cave.
I'm just a dragon who's never shot a gun before, but if they tried to shoot at the ceiling, wouldn't that just ricochet back at them?
Could bring the ceiling down.
Yeah, I feel like if they're inside, they probably don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
I imagine that they would just try to keep me and us out.
Well, it looked like they were all talking, all 7 of them.
7, huh?
7.
7.
7's a lot.
I could probably block it temporarily with magic.
Mm-hmm. You, looks at the dragon. You breathe fire.
Well, I most certainly do.
Can you breathe fire more than one time?
Of course.
Well, no dragon. But if I had 7 guys all huddled up in an enclosed space, fire might be the trick. You could also put up your magic wall to prevent them from leaving.
I like the way you think.
That's why I'm still alive.
From this configuration, do I think that if Adine were to breathe fire in there, that it would hit Jad?
You don't really know. Yeah, Madcap didn't make any mention of Jad.
All right, I'm gonna go up to the. I'm gonna go back up to the top. I'm telling them this. I'm gonna go back up to the top with this rope, and I'm gonna try to talk to them and see if they'll surrender first.
You're gonna go back up to the top of the rope? Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling them this. I'm gonna go try to talk to them and see if they'll surrender first.
Oh, I have a question real quick. Do we know, how deep is that cave? Like, how many feet back do you think they are?
It went back pretty far. And
More
if you
than
recall,
30 feet?
Yeah, they might be able to rush further back, but you might be able to stick your head further in too. But if you recall, it didn't go back too far. Ethier was mining it out. But there was an outcropping of rock that you saw. One of the one of the original two go behind and then just disappear. That was inside the cavern. So it doesn't go back that deep. So you have 100-foot range on your breath, right?
Yeah, no, I was thinking about using globe of daylight to blind them while they're in there because it's dark.
Oh, I see. They are wearing environmental armor that probably has some sort of flash suppression built into it. A spell like Blinding Flash is more designed to do things like that.
Yeah, I don't have that.
And if we were psionic dolphins or killer whales, we could do damage to them through their armor.
Yes, alas. Alas.
Oh, too bad.
The psionic land dolphins didn't quite make the cut for character creation this time.
Yeah, I always bring the wrong build.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, so... what's the plan?
So yeah, I'll maybe sit the front. I won't fire until we know Jad is safe. So.
Okay, so I guess the rope
Yeah, I'm going to go up to the top.
situation up
Anchor
top is the first thing.
I'm going to anchor the rope, lower it down to Jad.
Okay, cool. So you guys fly
I'll
back.
point out the door situation that I've noticed here.
I thought I was going to climb back up unless this is like an hour. Like, I don't know how far away it is.
When you guys were on watch before, somebody spent their time
Jad.
going to the top and coming back, and that was kind of his watch. So, so it can take a while to get to the top of the hill, especially in the dark. Wouldn't take an hour, but it could take some time. If you fly up there, it's a bit quicker. It's up to you. Jad, you're still inside, though, right? You didn't leave.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking for other, further entrances into the
Yeah, for sure.
structure.
Yeah. So, so I just want to know how those guys are. Is Dietrich just going to the top himself, or Adine, are you flying him up, or what's going on? Madcap offers to watch the entrance. He says, "I'll start shooting if they try to leave."
Yeah, I'll fly him up.
Okay.
So, whoosh, up you go. So, Jad, you're inside. You've made your way to a wall, and you have a better grip. There's plenty of things. There's like conduits, and there's girders and things on the side that you can grab onto. So you find a bit of a perch there, and you get a chance to turn around and look. And what you see is there's a platform just about maybe 40 feet below you. Looks to be well, you can't really tell as maybe you're using IR, so it's not really the most illumination, just a small beam of light that's illuminating things that you can see. But there's a platform below, and what you notice that you're in kind of a circular room, and in the middle is a conical structure pointing up toward the top.
Oh, God. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah. Give me a D20 check with that +3. Actually, it might be... yeah, it's still that +3.
An 18 this time.
Oh, good. Yeah, you have a feeling like you're being watched, and you hear a sound. It's almost like a skittering sort of sound, like...
That's ominous. But I don't recognize the sound. I've never heard it before, or can't
Not,
picture what it is.
yeah, you haven't really heard it before. Just going to make
Well,
things even more ominous with a random roll here. Yeah.
I'm gonna sweep my vision around and see if I can see anything.
Okay. You just hear the sound again. It's just at the limits of your IR light. Again, you're kind of clinging to the wall, right? You kind of up. There's a piece of gridiron or some sort that you can hold on to. You could make your way down the next 40 feet. That would require a separate climb check, but not at nearly the difficulty of being on the underside of a ceiling. Or you can make another climb check to go back out. Your choice.
Well, this is exactly the sort of adventure that young Jad dreamed of. Like there's a dark dungeon of pre-apocalyptic weirdness, and there's bad things in it that need cleaning out. Come on. So I'm gonna climb down.
Okay. Give me a climb check, no penalty. Plenty of handholds.
Oh, not so good though.
No, what's your climb?
I think it's 59.
Okay. Cool. So you do climb, you slip, and you
59,
fall.
yeah.
Yeah, you fall, and give me 10 seconds here. Yeah, you're in armor. So
I
it's
was trying to lower your rope, but I guess not fast enough.
well, never underestimate the desires of people who like to fall. So you take 2 points of STC damage from the fall. You make a very loud clang sound as you land on something metallic.
Just for grins, can I roll with the impact?
For sure, yeah, go for it. That will reduce it to only 1 point of SCDC damage as you...
16.
Yeah, that's no problem at all. So yeah, you only take 1 point of SDC damage as you just kind of get rattled around there. However, there's a 40% chance of momentarily being stunned for 1d4 rounds for a fall above 100 feet. So you're fine. You have no stun. You just clang and you kind of go, ugh. But there you are on this on this platform.
Am I closer now to the thing that I could just barely see?
You can walk toward the middle of the room, and the cylinder you could reach across, and you'd have to kind of lean forward as well. The space between the edge of the platform and this large cylindrical object in the center. There is no railing or anything like that, or any sort of thing that you could hold on to, though. So it would be a sense of balance check to actually stay and not fall in the space between the two things.
I see. But if I just want to stay on the grating, then I'm okay.
Yeah. If you try to reach across the gap that separates that cylindrical thing from the platform that you're standing on, it would be a sense of balance check to maintain your balance.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And are there any doors or other exits from this area, or is it still just sort of a sealed cylinder?
So you're on one side of a donut, basically, if you think of it that way, with this cylindrical thing in that end. So you can look around, but we'll jump to your friends who are at the top.
Gotcha.
You land at the top, Dietrich and Adine. And rope in hand.
Yeah, so I'm gonna find a place to anchor it and lower it in, and then look in there and think about. Well, first, if I hear anything, I like Jad, and how competent I am to lower myself down a rope.
Yeah. So there you are. You do that, and as you're tying it off, you hear this clong from inside that gap.
Whoop.
Yeah. Now, what you could do, because you have a very strong dragon here, you could tie yourself off on the rope, crawl through the gap, and the dragon just lowers you down.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I like being
Dragon
tied
wenches
and lowered.
go.
Yeah,
I mean, what else do dragons use to fish, right? They just...
the rope kind of winch, not the other winch. Yes, Your Excellence, if you would be so kind as to lower me down into here.
Yep. Start crawling.
All right.
We got you.
So the giant dragon holds onto the rope and slowly lowers it as you Tom Cruise yourself, Mission Impossible style, dangling from the center of this this wide open space. You don't have any way. Do you have anything that you can cast to create light or anything like that?
That is a great question.
Now Adine does, right? You could cast it into there, Adine.
I don't have to see.
You could just peer through the crack and, cast it just against the ceiling, and it would light things up immensely. It's
right.
like you'd put daylight in there effectively, right? So.
Yeah, I can do that. Just, anything that's down there will be able to see you too.
Mm-hmm.
With dangling.
This is true.
Well, if it's behind me, then it's probably not going to get a clear view. It's like coming down with the sun behind you.
All right. But yes, I can do that. Cast Globe of Daylight for 2 PPE. It goes down. 2, 7, 6. Okay. Cast. I cast it.
All right. Cool. And I'm just gonna look up Globe of Daylight real fast because I want to see just how much light is provided by this.
It says range 30 feet on my
Yeah,
thing,
I think that's how far away you can cast the globe.
Okay.
I want to know how much it illumes, though. Let's see, Globe of Daylight. Okay, so it's bright enough to light up a 12-foot area per each level. So it just lights up a 12-foot diameter, basically. So
that's not very bright.
No.
No. As she goes up in level, it will get brighter. But for right now, it's enough that you can, as you're getting lowered down. Now she could, if she's watching as she lowers, she can lower the light with you, so it's constantly illuminating you. Right. The range is just 30 feet away. That's all. So.
Yeah. And I would do that.
Yeah. What you see is just like Jad, the underside. You see it more clearly because you're not relying on infrared illumination. The underside is metal, and you're looking at 2 hydraulic bay doors. One is offset from the other, so that there's this crack that you've gone through. The scary thing, more so than just dangling over the center of this cylindrical space, is that beneath you is the conical top of a white metallic cylindrical structure that descends down the center of this big wide cylindrical shaft. You can't see much beyond that. But Jad, your IR flares a little bit there, just because of the light, and up above, it's very bright up above, and for a moment you're kind of blinded for a moment. What you see is that skittering around the top of the conical cylinder is something that looks like this. If I can, let me go just like that and get these bandits out of the way, maybe. There you go.
That looks like a critter.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get these guys out of the way here, and then we'll.
Demon and monster lore or magic?
Oh, that'd be demon and monster lore.
Nope.
Yeah, you have never seen something so horrifying in your life. But one thing you know for sure with this terrible, horrifying thing is that you need to make a horror factor check.
All right. Sorry, I'm looking through my sheets. It's under combat. Oh yeah. I have a 5 bonus.
Cool.
Nice.
It's a D20.
Yep.
25.
Oh, whatever it is, it's more disgusting to you than scary. You're like, ugh, and then you think, wait a minute, maybe I could own one of those things. But yeah, regardless, it seems to be moving around the top of this sort of obelisk almost in the center of this cylindrical room as it hones in on a unwitting Jad Fleer who is beneath it on a platform below. And
all right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to protect Jad. Is it not an animal? Do I think this is a dimensional being? Even if I don't know what it is? Or, I mean, not a DB, but like something, a supernatural being that I can...
Well, it doesn't look like it's from around here, if that's what, like...
Like, maybe something I could exercise?
I don't know. What's exorcism?
Do like otherworldly animals come through in rifts as well?
Oh, anything can come through. That's the terrifying part.
Looks like some gross, creepy, like predator thing from another world.
Yeah, that's a pretty good assessment. Yeah. What's exorcism? Where's that written?
It's a spell.
Oh, there it is. I found it.
I'm looking for it.
Possessing being, relinquish control over its enslaved, blah blah blah. Doesn't seem.
You could try. I don't know. Like, there's like you don't know, right? Like you rolled your knowledge, and it is. Yeah. But again, it could be some. I don't know. It's.
Now, the very next spell in the list, Expel Demons, does seem applicable, maybe. All other lesser supernatural beings, etc.
Yeah, I have Constrained Being. So I haven't summoned it. Sorry, I'm just like not really sure how these
Constrained Being sounds like it might work.
Yeah, Constrained Being 30 feet. Controlling lesser supernatural creatures. Yeah. Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Okay, so you're looking at constrain being.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So before we do that, we do need to make an initiative roll. Okay, because you want to take an action. And Adine, you still also get to do initiative stuff. For example, you may decide to reel Dietrich back in. You may decide to let him go. Maybe you might even decide to pry this lid open. So who knows?
I take it my sixth sense hasn't fired yet.
Actually, it will have. Yeah. So your sixth sense will go off. Yeah. You are incredibly difficult to sneak up on. So Dietrich, you got a 3, did you?
Yeah, initiative.
Why is this being difficult? All right.
Are there multiples of them?
There's only supposed to be one. Do you see 3 or 4 showing up on the... There we go. There's my very blurry thing.
Are there multiples of them?
No, do you see several tokens?
Yes.
Okay, I can't. For mine, it's not showing up as several tokens. That's why I kept dragging it out to try to get one. But
I've got a small token with a big token overlaid on top of it, but it's only covering half of it. So it's like this eclipse thing going on.
Yeah,
Now there's 3.
So now there's 4 tokens total.
Yeah, I am not seeing any of them right now. So give me a second here.
But Roll20 always shows everyone the same exact experience.
That's so weird that I'm not seeing them at all. Well, there's only the big one.
Yeah.
That'll do. There's one.
Yeah, one giant one. Jad with the 27. And Adine, what was your roll?
14.
Oh, there you are down there, 14. Cool. All right, let's see what this thing can do.
Okay, so...
How big is this thing?
It is fairly large. It is about 6 feet tall at the from the ground up. It is about
Holy smokes.
15 feet long, and it looks like
Wow.
it probably weighs anywhere between 800 and 1,000 pounds. So, and it's moving around on like 6 sort of spindly legs. It's got a kind of scorpion tail and a bunch of eyes on stalks and a long elephant-like trunk. So,
Is a creature. Interesting. Love it.
there we go.
Okay. Now, it's at the top of this quote-unquote obelisk, right? And I'm at the bottom.
You're at the you're just down below near the edge, right? You were wondering if you could reach out and touch it.
Yeah. So I'm assuming I can just sort of barely make it out as it's partially included by the
you don't see it.
obelisk?
You haven't seen it yet. You just have this terrible feeling that's overcome you, right? It's like something bad's going to happen. A light just went on, poof, way above you. It's creating all sorts of shadows. You're like, this is terrible. You spin around, you look around, you look up, and you see just coming around the conical top of the obelisk is this thing, and you need to give me a horror factor check.
Okay. Ooh, an 8. That's not good. Right?
No, you lose your first attack, and you cannot defend yourself for the first attack from its first attack.
Oof.
Oh.
Yeah. Good times. So what it does then is it leaps down at you from the top of this thing, which is terribly frightening. And let me just find its... All right. So, there we go. Cool. A 20 to hit, so it hits you, and
Ooh.
yeah, it does 10 points of mega damage to your armor. And
Ouch.
That sucks.
let's make the first of 2 D100 rolls. It knocks you down. And luckily, it does not pin you.
Mm-hmm.
It's standing over you. And its kind of elephantine-like trunk, you notice, is lined with little teeth that and a long tongue kind of drags across the face shield of your armor.
Tasty.
Yeah. Adine, you're holding the rope. You're kind of peering through the hole.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Anything you'd like to do? Again, you just heard another thwomp. I guess you would all have also heard this, Dietrich, as the thing landed on top of Jad.
As I peered into the little hole, I can't see the bottom, so I can't see this creature or Jad, right?
And also, you're looking kind of at the globe, right? So it's really bright where you're looking to, so it's hard for you to see this thing. Yeah.
If that globe was not there, since I've got night vision and thermal vision and all the fun stuff, would I be able to see down there?
You could reposition the globe underneath you, for example, if you're standing on the other half of this sort of lid to this chamber. Then you could reposition the globe, and that would not be providing the glare. What's your range on night vision?
100 feet and 300 for thermal.
Yeah, you would totally see this thing then.
Okay. So yeah, I would like to
Sure, you can just do that, and
do that
yeah,
so I can see.
You can do that, and you do see this thing. You see the heat of your friends, one dangling, the other beneath a larger blob of heat. Your night vision gives you that rough outline of the thing. It's not perfectly resolved. It's not perfect vision, but it certainly tells you that there is some terrible thing down there, and you get to give me a save versus horror factor as it comes into focus.
Really? Or for a dragon? Okay, hang on.
Yeah, even dragons get scared.
It's just the D20,
D20.
is that right? And then plus my bonus for saving throws?
Yeah, your horror factor.
You have a separate horror factor bonus that you may have.
It should be written beside horror factor.
Under saving throws, under combat, it says horror factor. Base varies, bonus 4.
That's right. That's what you got.
So I just add 4?
That's it. You got it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're fine. No worries.
It looks just ugly, isn't it? Okay, good.
Yeah. So, the movement of your globe is not an action, so you still have an action that you can take.
Okay. And Jad, or not Jad, but Dietrich is still attached to me, right? With the rope.
Yeah, you're still dangling him.
How much rope do I have left for him?
Usually it's in 50-foot lengths, so you've probably just lowered him down about 10 feet if he was about 25 feet from the thing. So you've still got quite a bit to go.
Oh, but all the rope though, if I lowered all the rope, he would be on the ground, right?
You would lower him to that platform. Yeah, you could do that. If you tried to, you could try to bring him just to the top of the conical structure that's in the center. Which is closer, but you could lower him all the way down to the bottom.
Now I imagine that this rope is like tied to like one of my front legs. Does everyone else have the same idea, or is she like, am I like holding it like in my teeth or something?
Oh, I would imagine you were using your hands. Like dragons in this game have opposable thumbs on their forepaws and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. They can stand
Yeah,
upright.
I was picturing you just sort of holding it with your forearms, but if you wanted to tie it to yourself, that doesn't sound crazy.
Well, no, I didn't realize we had opposable thumbs, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, but in that case, I would just be lowering it down. Now this lid thing, if I was to try and rip it off and I was successful, would I be able to fit down there?
You'd be more likely to be successful lifting it and opening it as opposed to trying to just tear it. It's it's a hinged lid. So yeah.
Got it. Okay, so, but I would be able to fit down there.
If you opened it, yeah.
Okay.
It would be
well.
a feat of strength to do so, which means it might be hard to do so while lowering down somebody and not dropping them, but still possible to do it.
Yeah, I think I wanna do that, and I'm just gonna hold the rope in my mouth while I use my two legs to try and open it, or my two arms.
Okay, cool. So, Dietrich,
Sorry,
you feel yourself jiggle a bit, dangling and stuff like that. So, Adine, what I want you to do is, your strength is 17. It's supernatural, so you have a bit of advantage. A normal human could not attempt this sort of thing, but you are no normal human. And what I need you to do is I need you to roll under your strength on a 20-sided die.
Oh, so 17 or lower?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh, yep. So you get your shoulder under it and you stand up. Dietrich, you feel yourself kind of rise a little bit as the rope kind of gets pulled up, but you also, the three of you also hear this terrible rending sound as centuries-old gears and hydraulics are forced up, and you can't get it all the way open, but you can get it open enough that you like them. Now they would be able to crawl out no problem, but for you would have to kind of squeeze yourself into the opening, but you could fit a dragon through that now.
Okay.
Baby dragon.
Baby dragon.
Yeah. All right. Adrian.
Yes. All right.
You bounce and you dangle.
Cast.
Yeah. You're.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What are you casting?
I'm casting Constrained Being.
All right. What level
which
is
will
this
take
spell?
me. It's level 7, so it's going to take me two rounds.
Okay. Cool. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to have you make, because you're dangling and you're not in the best of casting positions here. I'm going to have you give me a mental endurance check. So roll under your mental endurance, just like she did for her strength, to make sure that you can maintain concentration.
It might work.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Nice.
First time you've been happy to see a 1 on a d20, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So you'll have to do that again next turn, just because you're dangling. Wow. Yeah, it's because you're maintaining concentration through this whole casting, or sorry, next action rather than turn.
I see. Because she didn't lower me down onto a surface.
That's right. She just kept you dangling. All right, and cool. That brings us now. Back to Jad. Jad, you are scared, but you get your wits about you as you're now knocked back on your back. You are underneath a terrible creature that looms above you. Several eye stalks are looking down at you. A sort of prehensile mouth is opened, about ready to bite at your armor. What would you like to do?
I would like to slither around the side, out from underneath it, and mount it facing backwards towards the stinger tail.
Okay, you're going to try to get on top of it. Okay,
Yep.
cool. And you have this exotic animal horsemanship?
Yep.
Cool. You have
Yes,
to
I
roll.
do.
You have to roll under the. That sounds almost like a trick, like a stunt. So you have to roll under the
Ooh.
set. Do you have the set? You have two.
There's
there.
one for tricks, and it's only a 30 though for trick.
Yeah.
Exotic.
Yeah, because you are definitely not doing something that's normal, right? Roll around on top of something from beneath it. Now, if you, it'd be almost like riding it under the belly, sort of thing. But yeah,
I got you.
So
Right.
yeah, give me a trick check to do that in one move. You could get out from under it, stand up, and then try to mount it. That's a different thing. But there you did.
I made it.
Yeah, you flipped up on top of it. There you are. Immediately,
All right.
eye stalks surround you, sort of thing, and just kind of are looking at you.
Yeah.
And
Did that take my attack, or
that's your action. Yeah, pretty
That's my
much.
action? Okay.
Yeah, like that took quite a bit of focus. You could activate your Psy Sword if you wanted, because it's instant. It's up to you.
sure? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
Cool. All right, and that doesn't seem to phase it as it draws back its stinger tail and comes at you with it. So
And I want to parry that.
yeah. So good call. So you're going to roll a d20 plus your parry with your sword, and I'm going to roll a d20 with a strike.
24.
Oh yeah, you totally swat that thing out of the way.
Do I do damage with a parry with a MDC Psy Sword out?
If you do, but it's superficial, like it's not an attack.
I see.
So yeah, but yeah, you're blocking with the sword more so than you are thrusting or something like that. But you certainly block that thing. Well done. And Adine, what would you like to do? Adine's turn.
Maybe muted.
Sorry. Okay. I have to think. I thought I had a couple more turns. So I don't want to hurt Dietrich,
Yay!
but I do want to pull him up
Okay.
as quickly as possible,
Okay.
so that I have him secured, so that I can fly down there.
Okay.
Because if I just fly down there, he's gonna slam into the ground, and I don't want to do that to him.
Well, he is wearing mega damage armor.
It's
It's about-
so rude.
It's about a 30-foot drop.
Just
He could land,
fine, but I don't know.
but you can reel him back in. If you do it too fast, though, he's got the rope tied around his waist, so you'll make him puke probably if you do it too fast. But so you can spend your action pulling him back up, yeah, and then your movement, which is part of it, just happens as well. It's not something that you do separately from your acting. Can be to fly down there, but you'll want to wait till after you've pulled him up. So it would be you would do that movement after he's up.
Okay, yeah, that's what I would like to do.
Okay.
Pull him
cool.
up, then fly down.
All right. So you pull him up for this turn. You can fly down at the beginning of your next turn. You'll have to you'd still have to squeeze through, right? So and then drop down with your wings unfurled.
Gotcha.
So you feel yourself yoinked up there. What's the range on this constrained being?
30 feet.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay.
Oh man.
So
Sorry.
you are yoinked
Pulled
up.
out of range.
Yeah, pulled out of range,
Yeah.
and you would cease to catch. You're like son of, because you're
Yeah.
just but what would you like to do with it? You still have your action then.
Okay, sorry. So I am how far away now?
You've been pulled basically back to the top, so you're more than 50 feet away.
Okay. And I see Jad down there. I guess maybe I will. Let me see if I can cast a spell on Jad instead. Oh, my character sheet. Sorry.
He appears to be riding the beast now.
Yes, I had a sudden change in plans there. So he's more than 30 feet away, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's about the same distance, right? He's about more than 50 feet away.
Oh. Okay. Can I do a compulsion on a magical creature? I guess that's a theoretical question. I'm going to cast Armor Bazaar on myself.
Smart move. Cool. So you cast that on yourself.
So I'm gonna get my own tentacles, and yeah.
All right. That's a level 5, so it only takes one action.
Yep.
And you now have that added to your MDC.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
I'll mark it.
Jad Fleer riding on a monster.
Called shot to disable its stinger.
All right. Cool. So here we go. Going to be attacking the
15.
tail. 15.
That's with the penalty.
All right. And yeah, roll your damage. Actually, it gets to. Sorry, well, that's the day you'd roll the damage regardless. Doesn't matter. You'd roll the damage anyway. So it gets to. Yeah. Okay. So we'll roll.
Terrible damage.
Yeah. So it pulls its tail back out of the way. You catch air.
Ouch.
And it will double back at you with the stinger.
Okay.
Pulls it away.
Attempted parry.
Yeah. Comes in at you. Oh, it.
On a 15.
Yeah, I know. You totally blocked that thing. Rolled a 7, so. All right. Adine.
Yeah, so I've got Dietrich. We're going down to the level that this thing is on.
All right.
And as it's preoccupied with Jad, would I be able to land so that I crush its elephant snout?
You can attack it with your you should have some sort of attack maneuver like that, right? What would that be?
I've got claw swipe.
Do I have a chance to get on Adine so I'm not just dangling now?
As she's swooping down on your turn, you could drop and pray that she's under you when you do. But yeah, she's basically sliding in and dropping down with her wings unfurled as she descends. We'll let you do it. Are you bursting into flame as well?
I'm not gonna burst into flame because I don't want to light Dietrich on fire. Yeah. But my idea of when we're falling or going down is that I have him in one of my hands, one of my
I see. Okay, I see. So you played,
land smashing the other thing, and then I just open my hand and he's out of my hand.
Okay, so that sounds like a. So first of all, I didn't realize you were turning him into a human yo-yo last time, but that's okay. So you
I was just pulling him up and grabbing him. That's all.
You got him. That's all good. It's just you yo-yoed him back into your hand. That's cool. And then you squeeze under, drop down. I'm gonna say what you're probably gonna end up doing then is landing sort of foot first, which would be a claw swipe with your hind claw on this thing. That's an awful lot to do at once. So I'm going to say that, you're going to... Yeah, it'd just be a standard strike roll. Go for it.
Okay. Do I succeed?
And it actually moves out of the way with Jad on its back. It just skitters to the side. It's almost like you trying to swat a fly, right? Like it's almost like it knew you were coming before you got there. And but you do put your foot right into that platform, and your foot goes. It's a metal grill, this platform, and your foot goes through it. So yeah.
What, like it's rusted?
It's rusted and old metal, yeah.
Oh, ow.
But now since this thing sees me, does it have to do a horror check?
It does.
Okay.
And me.
Oh, right. You have the Armor Bazaar, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
So it rolled an 11 against the dragon, which is, I think that fails. So it is scared of you.
As it should be.
And what's the horror factor on your armor? 12?
It's 10.
Okay, so
it's 10.
Yeah, it is not scared of you. It is more scared of the giant dragon that just about landed on it. So it loses its next attack.
So it does also get a -1 initiative due to my distracting charms.
Oh, not only that, but its initiative goes to 0, which is where Jad's technically should have gone. So I'm not going to, because we've been playing without Jad's at 0, I'm not going to move the Malignus. It's going to stay the same as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
But Dietrich, what do you want to do?
Now, the mechanic about horror factor where you can't dodge or parry the first attack that's only only an attack from the horror source?
No, it's while it's scared. So
while it's scared, okay.
Yeah. So
same story again then, called shot to the
Dietrich
stinger.
gets to go first.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on the same level as Jad now?
Yeah, you're all on the same level, except you are lovingly being gripped by a dragon.
Lovingly.
I can open my hand and let you go.
Yeah, you could dump them if you want, but you just landed, so you did an awful lot of things all at once there. So
yeah, that's true.
You're free to move your arms and stuff, Dietrich. You just are still in her grasp.
But I'm not being yo-yoed around anymore.
No, she has you around the waist, sort of thing.
Okay. I guess I will. I'll probably cast another Armor Bazaar on Jad.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. That's what I'll do. Do that one round.
All right.
So it's a 30 MDC
boost
and a horror factor thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And damage comes off of it first?
Yeah. So basically all you do here is on your character token, you just add 30 to whatever is currently in your blue circle there. Same with Dietrich. Just click on your token and you'll see the blue 38 in a circle. Just add 30 to that.
Okay.
All right. And so Jad, your attack.
Let's do this. Ah, 19.
You do hit him. Roll that damage.
I do 11 points of damage.
All right. All right, you
Do
cut
I
it.
get a feel for how much I'm going to have to hit this stinger to make it stop working?
Well, you slash it good. It's got a big gash in the stinger, but you haven't like severed it or anything like that. But yeah, you did a good amount of damage. It doesn't do anything. Adine, what are you going to do? I'm assuming you're going to dump Dietrich off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna open my hand and
Yeah.
let Dietrich be free.
Cool.
Hmm. It's hard because Jad is on top of him, so I need to not play that.
And still claw him.
Yeah. Because to try to picture this stuff. So Jad's like right in the middle, like over its eye almost.
Like behind its eyes, between that and the stinger tail. He's facing the back of it, fighting the stinger tail.
Okay.
But yeah, nobody's punching it in the face yet. So
Yeah, you could claw it. You could claw it, and that would hit it. You could, and it wouldn't hit Jad. You could also burst into flame. That would add to the damage of your claw. But how much flame burst does what? Yeah, if it's anything that's touching you. So at this point, since you've let Dietrich go, you could burst into flame. You would possibly damage the things you're standing on, which might not be wise. But you could do it without directly damaging your friends.
Is this thing too big for Adine to like pick up
It's
and carry?
It's almost
in
a
the sky?
thousand. It's almost 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, but she's a dragon, so I don't know.
Yeah,
you just pried open a hydraulic pair of doors.
yeah. Your strength is 17, and so hello. Where's the? So a supernatural strength of 17, you can lift 50 times your physical strength. And
You said 50 times my physical strength?
yeah, 50 times your physical strength.
So 850.
850, and so yeah, if you manage to grapple it, you could pick it up and carry it out of here. But don't forget, you had to squeeze to get into like you didn't open the lid all the way, right?
It's true. It's true.
Because it would be really awesome to throw it through the front door at the guys that are waiting for us.
It'd be... I was thinking of hauling it up into the sky and then just, going up and up and up and then just dropping it. But I will not do that. I will use claw swipe first to try and just deal some damage. Maybe cut some eye stalks off, hurt that elephant trunk thing.
Yeah, you can just attack it. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, pretty much. Basic
Cool.
attack it.
Cool.
All right. What are you doing? Oh, come on.
All right, and you miss, and it's again like trying to swat a fly, right? It's just jumping around. Dietrich, what are you doing?
I think I'm going to try to charm it. It seems to be intelligent.
Oh, okay. It does it? That's because it just got its PhD. Yeah, it's got a little cap on. No. All right, cool. So you're going to do charming, And
Yeah. So that's a 1-round cast.
All right. Just trying to. What page is Charm again?
It is. Oh, it's 104 in Book of Magic. Let me see.
Should be
So
written on
it
your
basically.
character
Oh, okay. Sorry. Too many tabs. Charm is 207.
sheet. 207.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. 207. All right. All right. You cast Charm.
Yep.
Okay. And yeah, it does not seem to be quite as affectionate as you were hoping. Jad, your turn.
All right.
Okay. Next verse, same as the last, I guess.
Okay, go for it.
21.
Okay, now it can defend again, and you hit it again. Go for it.
Another 11.
All right. All right, Stinger is still attached. It's bleeding and stuff, but it's still there. You are slowly chopping away at it, though. It will attack this turn. And try to sting you again. Again, with a 6. You should easily be able to parry that.
I'm going to parry that
No
with
problem.
a 19.
All right, your turn again.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, the others are out of attacks. This is your last attack.
Okay, then tail strike one more time with 12.
All right. And it dodges it out of the way, pulling it out of the way. And now an attack at you with that same tail. 15.
And I'm out of action, so I can't parry.
Oh, you can parry. You got automatic parry.
Okay.
You're good. Dodging is different, though.
Oh no!
Oh,
I failed to
yes.
parry.
Yes, you did. So, cool. You take 12 mega damage to your armor as it stabs at you. Luckily for you, this does not go through your armor, but what you see is a greenish secretion kind of welling up in the dent that it made in your armor.
Yikes. So mega damage, impact, and venom. That's great.
All right. That, if you believe it, was 15 seconds. Let's roll. Let's roll some initiative. Let's actually take a look at our time here. Actually, what we'll do is we will start the next round next time as they continue to battle this horrific foe. Thank you guys for playing. Thank you all for tuning in and watching us. Again, if you like this show, hit subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. Hit the bell if you want to be notified when the next episode of Rifts is coming out. And, of course, our other show as well, our Chronicles of Darkness show with Dark Templar, Golgotha, Teku, and Vahilo and myself as well. And remember to tune in and catch the next episode only here on Initiative Zero.